shows David Matori trimming a tree outside his Minneapolis home Wednesday when, according to court documents, a bullet was fired from his neighbor's upstairs window.
The bullet went down through my neck and then all the way back to my spine.
Matori told he's also recovering from broken ribs and a concussion, adding the last 11 months since he and his wife moved in, they've been living a nightmare next door to John Shawshak. Court documents show the victim called police 19 times prior to the shooting for incidents including harassment, hate speech, and verbal threats. It also says Shawshak suffers from mental illness. Shawshak has been charged with attempted murder, but he is not in jail. Police allowing him to stay in his home because they say he's a threat to himself and others.
The likelihood of an armed, violent confrontation where we may have to use deadly force with the suspect in this case is high.
That excuse sparking community outrage.
We have to take violent criminals off the street. So I'm not a police officer. I don't know how that gets done, but I know it needs to get done.
Police say Shawshak rarely leaves his home, and the department has not set an arrest date.
We are not going to bust the door down, guns blazing, and get into a deadly force situation, but we will ensure the community will be safe.
Matori says he feels the Minneapolis Police Department failed to protect his family by not arresting his neighbor when they needed them most.
If you're saying you're scared, what does that do to me, you know? Like, you have this body armor, you have professional training.
A few moments later.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We are learning new details about the overnight standoff between Minneapolis police and a man wanted for attempted murder.
After multiple hours in wait and as police prepared to fire gas into his home, 54-year-old John Sawchek walked into custody. This is the man wanted for allegedly shooting his neighbor over a tree, a crime that placed the MPD in the national spotlight.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey again, hit y'all that video. Hope y'all having a very great day. Hope y'all having a great week. My day is going absolutely magnificent. Big shout out to all the channel members and subscribers of the Trey King Show family. And much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Minnesota by way of Minneapolis. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Minnesota. Everybody inside the great city of Minneapolis. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special thank you out to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me this story. And also, keep these stories coming. And now, as you all may know, today is what? Yes, not Thursday. That's coming in a couple of days. Today is Trifling Tuesday. And this story has trifling written all over it. Now, I come into these situations quite a lot on the Trey King Show where I ask you all, is this a case of mental illness? Or is this just a case of somebody with an evil mind and what we call in church a reprobated heart? Because it seems like to me, a lot of people are passing mental illness around like it's a get out of jail free card. As in the case of this story right here, where we have a 54-year-old man who go by the name of John Shawshak who shot a man through his window. Yes, through his window while the man named David Matura was outside doing his yard work. Now, David Matura, just to give y'all a background, is a black man, as you all can tell. John Shawshak is a white man. Now, David Matura recently moved beside John Shawshak roughly 11 months ago. And ever since David Matura moved beside John Shawshak, guess what? Him and his wife has been catching hell from John Shawshak. Not only was John Shawshak being very racist, but he also made a lot of threats toward David Matura and his wife. So David Matura, trying to be a stand-up guy, trying to do the right thing, contacts the police like most of us would do and reach out to the police for help. So as you all can tell, just to give y'all a little quick backdrop, David Matura did everything in his power to prevent this from happening. Now, they say David Matura has called the police on John Shawshak roughly 19 times.
Court documents show the victim called police 19 times prior to the shooting for incidents including harassment, hate speech, and verbal threats.
And out of those 19 times, even though John Shawshak made a lot of threats toward him, guess what? With no arrest made. But also, David Matura, the black man that was shot by John Shawshak, was not the only neighbor having problems with John Shawshak, as you all can tell. Now, you have multiple neighbors inside of this residential area who have complaints about David Matura threatening them and also doing things to their property. Now, imagine staying beside somebody this crazy and you reaching out to the police for help, but unfortunately, the police never respond. But guess what, though? Last Wednesday, things changed, where we see David Matura outside his front yard. And no, I cannot show the whole video. So if you want to see the unedited video, please click the link below and it'll take you right to it because I cannot show it because it's very graphic. Now, David Matura, as you all can see from this still shot, is standing inside of his front yard, not in John Shawshak's yard, inside of his front yard, trimming a tree. And while he's standing there, you hear 2 gunshots. One of the bullets missed David Matura, but the other one hit him right in his neck area, traveled down his spine. And family, it's a blessing that David Matura is still alive. So let's please keep him inside of our heart and our prayers today for him and his family also, because it's a miracle that he survived that. But they go to show you, no matter what, guess what? God is still good, even in the midst of danger. But I'm not going to preach today. Now, David Matura was shot at roughly 2 times, but one of the bullets hit him. Now think about this. Think about as you lay on this ground and you knowing most likely who has shot you, your neighbor whom you have been having a lot of problems out of, and also you reached out for help to the police and the police let you down. Now imagine laying on this ground and all this is going through your head, not knowing if you're going to live or die, all by the hands of a racist neighbor who only claimed a mental illness is when he get mad. So let me ask you all this, what I asked you all in the beginning of the video. Now, from what all you have seen and heard, do you think David Matura is mentally ill, or is he really just plain evil? Because it seems like to me, it's a little bit of both. Now, unfortunately, after David Matura was shot, guess what? The police still did not come arrest John Shawshack.
Shawshack has been charged with attempted murder, but he is not in jail.
And the reason why they were forced to arrest John Shawshack was because the video went viral of David Matura getting shot, and also they could not deny the evil that was going on. And also, more than ever, thank you to the good citizens in Minneapolis who stood up and started protesting and calling out this wretched behavior. Because guess what? If the citizens did not stand up, and also if this video wasn't released, John Shawshack would have been free to terrorize the neighborhood. So think about that, family, for a second, that you reached out for help, and guess what? The police did not even come and help you. But then the police had the nerve to say that
Police allowing him to stay in his home because they say he's a threat to himself and others.
the reason why they did not come arrest John Shawshack was because he was a danger to himself and to others. Now, that's the whole purpose of you all coming arresting the person. That's just like if you see a bank robber inside of a bank robbing a bank, but you don't want to arrest the bank robber because he's broke. No, it don't matter if he's broke or not. The point is, you broke the law, you got to take your ass to jail. So, family, once again, why do you think the police took so long to arrest John Shawshack? Now, also think about this, family. John Shawshack has a long, extensive criminal record. Now, it goes all the way back to 2016, where he was arrested for assault back then. He has nothing but assault cases. That's why I asked you all in the beginning of the video, do you think this man is crazy, or do you think there's something really wrong with him for him being evil, whatnot? He could not control his anger. So we have a man who's 54 years old who has been catching assault cases since 2016. But let's fast forward to 2022. Guess what? John Shawshack once again had committed 2 more cases of assault. And guess what? He has a warrant out for his arrest for those assaults. But guess what? Also, family, Minneapolis police, that is, never came and arrested him. So why is that? That's a damn shame right there. And also, just this year in May, he caught another assault case. Guess what? The police never came and arrested him. They have warrants out for his arrest for 3 different assaults in the last damn 2 years. Think about that also. Now, as you all can tell, there have been other neighbors inside of this neighborhood that was catching hell from John Shawshack. He even went so far as to put feces in somebody's mailbox. Now think about that. You got a neighbor that nasty, that diabolical, to come in your yard on your property and put feces inside of your mailbox. You all see that pile of crap running out that damn mailbox? That's a damn shame right there. And think how mad you would be. And then also, guess what? John Shawshack wasn't through there. You also see him walking across a walkway into his neighbor's yard, toward their back doors. And family, guess what John Shawshack did with those limbs that you all see in his hand? He tied those limbs around his neighbor's back door. And now let's backtrack to 2016, family, where it shows right here on the screenshot that John Shawshack had slashed a police tire. Think about that. What kind of person is this? And also, why would you all let this man catch these many charges with weapons and whatnot? So not only is John Shawshack violent toward his neighbors, he is also violent toward police. Now let's read this statement real quick, what one of his other neighbors wrote that he was messing with. It says, his behavior has grown increasingly violent, and a month ago he tried to kill me while I was on my ladder working on my home by swinging a long gardening tool with a sharp edge. And that's why I told y'all, every charge he caught was a charge dealing with a crime of violence. So is he mentally ill, or is there something really wrong with him as far as him being prone to violence, his anger or whatnot? That's what I'm trying to get at. And it also reads, as you all see, yesterday I discovered that he poured human waste into my mail slot. And that's the still shot I showed y'all, the screenshot I showed y'all that the neighbor had posted where John Shawshack filled that mail slot up with nothing but boo-boo. That's a damn shame right there. And then he goes on to say, I created a Google Drive folder that has all sorts of pictures, videos, incident reports, and court documents that show what me and my neighbors have been dealing with. And like I told y'all, it wasn't just David Matura, the man who got shot by John Sawchak. It wasn't just him catching hell from this man. No, John Sawchak was a menace to society, basically like O-Dog, around there terrorizing the whole damn neighborhood. He was kind of like a pit bull walking around the neighborhood without a damn leash, had everybody in fear, including the damn police. But we're going to get to the police chief real soon. It also says in closing, I've been reaching out to whoever can help me and my neighbors. If you need any more information, I'm more than willing to offer it. And sir, thank you for all that you had offered, because I've seen the pictures, I've seen the videos, and it also shows John Sawchak in one of these videos in the middle of the night, family, blowing a damn air horn. Listen to this. And now think about how you will feel if in the middle of the night you trying to get your rest, you got to get up and go to work, or you got little children or whatnot, or you just want to be at peace, but you got a crazy ass next door neighbor making all kind of ruckus, all kind of noise. And guess what? The police still don't want to come over there and arrest him. But the police had the nerve to sit there and tell the people the reason why they left this man at his house to terrorize more people was because he barely leaves his damn home.
Police say Shawshak rarely leaves his home, and the department has not set an arrest date.
That don't make no damn sense right there. You got a man around here got arrest warrants out for his arrest for assault, and then he also shot a neighbor in his own video, and you all still didn't take y'all ass over there and arrest him right then, but you waited until the public raised hell, and that's when you all was forced to move. But let's hear what else the police chief have to say in closing.
We are not going to bust the door down, guns blazing, and get into a deadly force situation.
We are not going to bust the doors down with guns blazing and get into a deadly situation. Sir, you cannot sit up there and tell us that after we see a video of a man getting shot by the man that you all supposed to be arrested years ago for assaults. He got 3 active warrants that we all know of. Probably have a lot more than that. But from what I know, he has 3. So we got a man who is wanted by you all. And also we got a man who should be charged with attempted murder. And you gonna tell us that you don't want to get into a shootout, a deadly situation with this man. But guess what, though? What you was forced to do.
After multiple hours in wait and as police prepared to fire gas into his home, 54-year-old John Sawchak walked into custody.
He was forced to come back over there and clean it up. And guess what? And arrest his ass. But at the same time, family, you all be careful. They have a GoFundMe up, set up for David and his family. So if you all want to donate to the family, please do so, because it's very sad that you would just move somewhere in 11 months, you'd be laying on the ground damn near dead. And you did everything you could in those 11 months to avoid this situation. So let me ask you all this. David Matura has a lawsuit against the city of Minneapolis and the police department because clearly they failed him in this situation. But anyway, you all let me know what you think about this story. And if there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comment section, or you can email me and we can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Also share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed. And I will see y'all soon on the next Trey King Show. And guess what? I'm out.